Coming in at number 10, we have Star Wars 1313. This game had Star Wars fans hyped beyond belief. It was supposed to be a darker, more mature take on the Star Wars universe, focusing on bounty hunters and gritty underworld dealings. Unlike previous Star Wars titles that centered around Jedi and Sith, Star Wars 1313 aimed to give players a grounded perspective of the criminal underworld, where survival depended on skill rather than force powers. Early gameplay footage showcased stunning visuals, fluid traversal mechanics, and fast-paced action reminiscent of Uncharted. The protagonist was rumored to be a young Boba Fett, further exciting fans. But when Disney acquired Lucasfilm in 2012, the game was abruptly canceled. The reason? Disney shut down LucasArts and shifted focus to licensing Star Wars games rather than developing them in-house. Star Wars 1313 vanished overnight, leaving behind nothing but gameplay demos and concept art. Many fans still consider it one of the biggest missed opportunities in Star Wars gaming history. Next on our list, at number 9, is Silent Hill's PT. This one still stings. Hideo Kojima and Guillermo del Toro were teaming up to create a horror masterpiece under the Silent Hill name. The PD demo was terrifying, with its looping hallway, psychological horror elements, and cryptic puzzles. It was a proof of concept for what could have been a groundbreaking horror experience. The demo was praised for its realistic visuals, eerie sound design, and mind-bending mechanics that kept players on edge. However, after a falling out between Kojima and Konami, the entire project was canceled. Not only was Silent Hill scrapped, but Konami also removed PT from PlayStation Store, making it impossible to download again. To this day, horror fans wonder what could have been, and PT remains one of the most sought-after lost games. The controversy surrounding its cancellation left a lasting impact, with many players boycotting Konami titles in response. Moving on to number 8, we have Scalebound. This action RPG from Platinum Games was supposed to be an Xbox exclusive featuring dragons, co-op gameplay, and flashy combat. Players would control a headphone-wearing protagonist named Drew, who was bonded to a massive dragon companion named Thuban. The game showcased an open-world environment filled with dynamic battles, spellcasting, and monster hunting. Everything looked promising, but Microsoft pulled the plug in 2017. The exact reasons are still debated, but reports suggest that Platinum Games struggled with Unreal Engine 4 and online components, leading to major development issues. The game's ambitious nature, combined with lack of experience in multiplayer integration, led to insurmountable challenges. Microsoft ultimately decided it wasn't worth the trouble, leaving another potential hit in the dust. Fans continue to hope for a revival, but Platinum Games has stated that the IP is no longer in development. Coming up next at number 7 is Prey 2. Not to be confused with the 2017 Prey reboot, Prey 2 was originally planned as a sequel to the 2006 sci-fi shooter. It featured an open-world bounty hunter concept, where players would take on contracts in a cyberpunk-style city. The concept was ambitious, and early trailers showcased dynamic chases, parkour movement, and intense gunplay. The story followed Killian Samuels, a U.S. Marshal stranded on an alien planet, forced to become a bounty hunter to survive. However, Bethesda allegedly wasn't happy with how Human Head Studios was handling development and took the project away from them. Instead of reworking the original idea, Bethesda eventually scrapped Prey 2 entirely and rebooted the franchise under Arcane Studios. Many still wonder what Prey 2 could have been if it had reached completion, as it promised a unique blend of open-world exploration and bounty hunting mechanics. At number 6, we have Fable Legends. This game was meant to be a multiplayer, hero-based spin-off of the beloved Fable series. Players could take on the role of either heroes or villains in a 4v1 asymmetrical experience, where one player controlled the villain setting traps and summoning creatures, while 4 others played as heroes trying to complete objectives. The game had a long development cycle with multiple delays, but was eventually canceled in 2016 when Microsoft shut down Lionhead Studios. The strangest part? The game was in closed beta, and some players had already spent money on in-game purchases. Microsoft had to issue refunds, making this one of the weirder cancellations in gaming history. While Fable Legends never saw the light of day, a full reboot of the Fable franchise is currently in development at Playground Games, offering fans a new hope for the series. Breaking into our top 5, we have Agent. Rockstar's mysterious espionage game was announced in 2009 as a PlayStation exclusive, but after that, almost nothing was ever revealed. The game was supposed to be a Cold War-era stealth action game, blending Rockstar's expertise in open-world storytelling with a spy thriller setting. It was intended to feature high-stakes assassinations, intricate espionage mechanics, and a globe-trotting narrative. However, Agent silently disappeared. Rockstar never officially canceled the game, but it eventually removed the trademark in 2018, confirming that the game was dead. Why did it disappear? No one knows for sure, but with GTA 5 becoming a massive success and Red Dead Redemption 2 in the works, Rockstar likely shifted its focus to more profitable franchises. At number 4, we have StarCraft: Ghost. Blizzard's attempt at a third-person stealth action game set in the StarCraft universe was announced way back in 2002. The game would follow Nova, a Terran Ghost operative, in a more intimate, espionage-focused narrative. It was designed to offer a blend of stealth, tactical combat, and high-tech gadgetry. However, the game suffered from constant delays, engine changes, and shifting development teams. The transition between console generations made development even harder. Eventually, Blizzard just stopped talking about it. And by 2014, they officially confirmed that StarCraft Ghost was canceled. It's one of the biggest what-if stories in gaming, and while Nova has appeared in StarCraft lore, her solo game never materialized. Coming in at number 3 is The Day Before. This zombie survival MMO had a massive marketing campaign, but the red flags were everywhere. From gameplay trailers that looked staged to delays and copyright disputes, things kept getting worse. The final nail in the coffin was when the game launched in early access and turned out to be almost nothing like what was promised. The world was empty, mechanics were half-baked, and it lacked basic survival elements. It was so bad that the developers, Fantastic, shut down just days after launch, making this one of the most bizarre gaming disasters in recent history. The game's collapse left many wondering if it was ever a real project or just an elaborate scam. Nearing the top at number 2, we have Doom 4. Before Doom 2016 became the high-speed, demon-slaying masterpiece we know today, ID Software was working on Doom 4. However, the project took a different approach, focusing on a cinematic, story-driven experience similar to Call of Duty, with slower-paced, militarized combat. This direction didn't sit well with the developers or fans, so the game was scrapped, and ID Software went back to the drawing board. The result? The brutal and fast-paced Doom 2016 we ended up getting, which revived the franchise and redefined modern FPS combat. And finally, at number 1 we have Fez 2. The first Fez was a critically acclaimed indie hit, known for its mind-bending puzzles and unique 2D to 3D perspective shifts. Fans were eager for a sequel, but in a shocking turn of events, the game was canceled out of pure frustration. Phil Fish, the creator of Fez, had a heated argument with critics and trolls on social media, and in a fit of rage, he quit the industry entirely, canceling Fez 2 in the process. And that wraps up our list. Which canceled game do you wish had been released? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to FPS Expert for more gaming content. Stay tuned for more deep dives, game analysis, and industry news, only here on FPS Expert. Cancellation hurt the most,